Asia Pop 40, Asia's own chart.
Hello, I'm Joey. You know, and today we have a very talented singer-songwriter. I love her as a lyricist, I love her as a performer, and this will be the second time we get to speak with her. It's Ashe! Hello!
Hello! How are ya?
I am very well. Are you drinking coffee at night?
Well, I'm in Melbourne, Australia.
Fair
After
enough.
this, I'm going to the venue, and I'm putting a show tonight. So I'm like, this is a good time to drink coffee.
You're fitting in this interview between performances?
I mean, yeah, rockstar lifestyle.
So, okay, here's the first question then. What does a rock star like Ashe drink for coffee?
If I'm spoiling myself, it's a triple shot oat milk latte.
Ooh.
If I'm trying to be like a good girl, it's like an Americano with oat milk, but I don't know. Oat milk's not that many calories. I'm like, let's just splurge. Think if you have like 5 oat milk lattes a day, like I would like to, I would be 50 pounds heavier. So I don't know. Doesn't really matter though.
Okay.
How are you?
I am very well. You know, the last time we chatted was before I was about to walk down the aisle with my wife. And now we have twin babies. So life has changed a lot between your first and second album. For me, that is, for me. But you wrote them really quickly, by the way. You wrote them like that. So this is your sophomore. It's called Ray. Now I'm going to take a guess since your full name is Ashlyn Ray Wilson. Mm-hmm. Are you going to complete the trifecta?
I mean, yeah, probably. I keep going, like, should I be mysterious about it? But I'm like, we all knew that Adele's album was going to be 21. We all knew it was going to, like, after. So I'm kind of like, I'm a simple woman. I don't need to be mysterious. I think together, I don't love my name because I feel like I sound like a country music artist, but separately, I think they sound badass for album.
I think so because Ashlyn and Ray are both really strong names. Like they can be used as first names, right? So
how do you feel about the album Wilson?
Ooh, I think Wilson might have to go full country.
Oh my gosh. Okay, country album. The third album, country album.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay, so one of your, I guess, songwriting idols will be Carole King, right? I mean, you somewhat take after her name with the E at the end.
Yeah.
So Carole, I mean, there's nothing wrong with writing an album quickly. Carole's debut was Writer, and her sophomore was Tapestry, the one that's still being celebrated. And, you know, that's like, what, 5 months in between the two of them? So do you feel like Ray might be Ashe's Tapestry, or?
Oh my God.
Would you go that far?
I would never go that far. There are just legendary albums that there's just no way to even compare. I don't know. I hope that people love it for a long time, but I'm just making stuff I like, you know? And at the end of the day, you know, I have to be able to like sleep at night knowing I made stuff that I believe in. And so I did. And I think this album already, like getting to play it live, it's already like, those are the songs that are like the newer songs from Ray are objectively more fun. And like the crowd is screaming them louder than the first album. So maybe it's good.
First album was very ballady. I like that. But that also reflects a time in your life when you needed that kind of music to come from you. Yeah. And this album, Ray, is very, I mean, it's got to be fun to play live because it's got a lot of live instrumentation. So, you know, something about the way that it's produced. I hear in an interview that you said that the album actually came really quickly. And then what came to finalizing it is just chipping away what's not the album. So what did you chip away?
Honestly, I think the reason why this album was so easy to write was I had no pressure to write it and like put it out really quickly. So there was such a level of freedom, and like you can kind of hear it in the music. It's a very like, I feel like you can hear how liberated I was in working on this record. And I think sometimes if you take away the pressure off an artist to be like, hey, just go and do what you want to do. If that's going to take you 3 years or 2 months, whatever. And we really, from the time we started working on the album to it being done was probably a 3-month process. And I think the record is 14 songs, including like the instrumental intro thing. And 5 of those songs were written in 5 days.
Wow.
So it's like, there were some ideas that we were like, oh, this is really cool, but it's not capturing where I'm at in my life right now. So, albums are snapshots of artists' lives. And I think that's what makes them so cool, to like, you're diving into sort of where someone was at for a little while. And yeah.
The album, I don't know which one is your favorite right now, but I really enjoyed the couplets. I think it's the 3rd and 4th track, from Hope You're Not Okay to Shower With My Clothes On. Both of these songs, they starts with like a couple of lines of monologue to open, and then the kick drum comes in, which is very like old school way of writing. You tried to go a little old school with this album, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it's less even trying, other than that's just how I enjoy writing. And I think a lot of the music I listen to and am inspired by is just older, I don't listen to I've listened to very few of my contemporaries. There are a couple out there that I really love and enjoy, but I mean, when we were working on this album, we were listening to Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and ABBA and Carole King, of course. So yeah, I'm so inspired by just that style of writing. It comes very second nature to write that way. And it's like, I want to do this on my terms and the way I want to do it, and I hope that people love that. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, I know that I wrote this the way I wanted to write it. But that's a great observation. Thanks, Joey.
I really like those. I like that whole style, and I think it has a certain grace to it, along with the nostalgia, the sense of nostalgia. But when it comes to those 2 words, like grace and nostalgia, I think you found the perfect collaborator for your 12th track, like Diane Keaton. How did that happen?
Oh, Joey, that is like forever and ever. That will be the coolest thing that I've ever done.
I feel like when she acts, she really like she does the role. She remembers the lines, but it's really her coming through. And I love her quirkiness. I love her positivity that comes through the role. Do you feel like Diane Keaton is the mother that you could have had, or do you feel like Diane Keaton is the future Ashe?
Well, I couldn't say mother in that. I have the most wonderful mom. She is my best friend, and so I've got the mother role down. But I could say maybe future Ashe. I could only hope to stay as iconic as she has. For like every 10 years, she does something that makes her relevant. It's like, I don't know, she just stays, like Justin Bieber's music video or the coastal grandmother like clothing movement. I don't know, she just stays like finger on the pulse. She's not even trying. It's just like, she's iconic all the time.
Yeah, anyways. I agree. Effortlessly too.
Effortlessly. I would love to be effortlessly successful my entire life. So we'll see. I don't know.
We can only hope. But okay, let's talk about the new song that just came out a few days ago. Where you teamed up with Steven Sanchez, right? And this is an interesting one. He's also someone who's very good at bringing just snippets of nostalgia onto a track. The song's called Missing You because it tells a beautiful love story. Actually, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic one, right? It could be about a friend or a family member.
It could definitely be about a friend. I recently fell in love.
Ooh.
So, and am madly in love. So I was definitely writing. It's a love song from me, at least. But yeah, it's it could definitely be about a friend. But this one, objectively, Steven's like, we're gonna write a song about your new love. So it was kind of like where we came from.
Okay, so I have a question about love then.
Okay.
The first time we chatted was when you released your debut. Actually, I think it was around the time when Moral of the Story came out.
Okay.
And I was about to get married. So I asked you, what do you think is a secret to having a long-lasting relationship? And I remember you telling me that it's about honesty and communication, somewhere along those lines. So now we're a year and so later. Do you feel like that has changed, or do you have another understanding of what love or relationship is about?
Wow. I forgot that we had that conversation. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, honesty and communication still counts for sure. I would say I took for granted the importance of fun and play and laughter. I think that after my marriage, I was so burnt out on the idea of like romance and passion that I was like, I don't think any of that matters. What matters is just like safety and comfort and like being with your best friend, and all that does matter. But I think I was lacking the sense of like true like romance and fun and passion and laughter and play and all that. And now I sort of had chalked it up to being like, oh, that's for rom-coms. Like that doesn't actually exist. And I really truly believed that. I was like, that doesn't exist. And then I met this boy, and I swear I was like, oh, I've been an idiot this whole time. Like it is real. I'm like, it's real. It's so exciting. So I think that would be my new thing, is like, you need to be able to have fun and play and just like, you know, it's not always going to be a good time, but you need to be able to have those good times. So. Well,
I would say that reflects the two albums. I would say Ashlyn sounds like someone who could be a bit more, you know, timid. Might be someone who maybe by the books. Ray is definitely a name that suggests it's someone who's a bit more adventurous, knows how to have fun, you know. So we have security, we have fun, and maybe Wilson could be a good synthesis of the two when it does come out. And everybody go listen to Ray. I absolutely adore the album. Pay attention to Diane Keaton. I really love that song. It's a nice, like, relaxing, very 70s, 80s. Got some trumpet in it. I really love that part about that song.
Thanks, Joey.
And today we have the lovely Ashe. Thank you for joining us. And you enjoy that, I'm guessing it's oatmeal latte.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And I hope I get to come see you in person someday soon.
Asia Pop 40.